Aromanticism, chick flick haters, or just people who love the friend zone? Let's find out.
The definition of an aromantic person is someone who experiences little or no romantic attraction to others. In other words, it's not that he's not that into you, it's that he's not that into being into anyone. Got it? Aromantics are often very satisfied with friendships and other non-romantic relationships. Even when they display affection to someone that society usually views as romantic, that doesn't mean they feel romance in those moments. Think of it like making out with a stranger at the club. Not necessarily romantic, unless you're into that sort of thing, which we don't judge. So aromantic people may or may not enjoy activities that are often seen as romantic. In addition, they can be of any sexual orientation, be it straight, gay, bi, or any other one. Do aromantic people ever get married? Aromantic people can be single, with a partner, or even married. A person doesn't have to be interested in romance to be married. Just ask any guy. Just kidding. The aromantic attribute is usually considered to be a part of a person's nature, and not a personal choice. It is important to note they're not lacking the ability to have emotional connections, but just have no desire to develop emotional connections of a romantic nature. So someone can be emotionally and personally connected to someone enough to agree to a lifelong partnership, but not necessarily think of it as romantic. What is a queer platonic relationship? Aromantics can have relationships that are just close friendships, which also involve behaviors that go beyond the cultural norms of friendships. A friendship which also involves kissing and holding hands is what aromantics refer to as a queer platonic relationship. Have you ever heard of a squish? A squish is experiencing a strong platonic affection for someone. Aromantics typically experience this feeling. This is the opposite of a crush, where someone experiences a strong romantic affection for someone. You might be asking to yourself now, am I aromantic? Do aliens exist?
Was the moon landing faked?
Okay, maybe those last questions are just me. But see if the following statements relate to you. I've never been romantically attracted to anyone. I prefer having platonic relationships. My friendships mean a lot to me. I like being single. I've never felt lonely being single. I'm happy with just having the friendships I have. If a majority of these statements apply to you, then you're likely aromantic, but only you can decide what label fits you, and that comes after reflecting on your history and understanding what you really feel about romance. Now time for an aromantic Q&A. Are aromantic and asexual the same? These two terms are completely different. While the former talks about not feeling any romantic attraction to anyone, the latter refers to not feeling any sexual attraction. So for those who ask, can you be aromantic without being asexual? The answer is yes. Some of you out there might be saying, I like cuddling, hand-holding, and candlelit dinners. Could I still be aromantic? Sure. As we've discussed, there's no action that's only defined as romantic. Otherwise there wouldn't be people hooking up. It's all about the meaning behind the action. Many aromantics enjoy cuddling, hugging, and having candlelit dinners with friends or platonic partners. If that describes you, that's fine. Others of you might be saying, I'm a very affectionate person. What do you make of that? Having a liking for cuddling or wanting to hug someone doesn't make you romantic. It's all about whether or not you feel romantic attraction,
and not about how affectionate you are.
One person might be saying, I like sex and am sexually attracted to people, but not romantically attracted. What does that mean? I'm glad you asked, Mr. Smart Questioner. Let's get something straight. Romantic orientation and sexual orientation are two separate things. One does not have to be asexual to be aromantic. You could be sexual, or demisexual, or gray-asexual, and still be aromantic. Did you know there's a term for people in committed relationships with aromantic people? Aromantic people in queer platonic relationships don't usually call their partners boyfriend or girlfriend, but instead they call them their zucchini. Pretty interesting. What if I only feel aromantic sometimes? Well, if you only feel aromantic sometimes, that means you could be gray-romantic, which means you only experience romantic attraction infrequently. You could also be demi-romantic, which means you only feel romantic attraction after forming a close emotional bond with someone. There are many different terms under the aromantic spectrum you can explore to see if they fit what you feel. What if I really like romantic movies? Does that mean I'm not aromantic? Your taste in movies has nothing to do with what your romantic orientation is. There are plenty of aromantics who enjoy romantic comedies and dramas. They just don't feel romantic attraction themselves. So you can binge watch The Notebook all day long. Am I the only one who's never seen that movie? I don't want to be alone. What does this mean? It's okay. You don't have to be alone. Not every aromantic is a loner. Most of them have some really close family and friends, and some of them even desire long-term platonic relationships, like the queer platonic relationships we discussed earlier. So you can wave your aromantic flag and live a perfectly happy life. So are you ready to come out as one? Tell us what you think in the comments. We hope you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Till next time, this is Top Tips, tipping you off.